Hello guys and welcome to another video by the Karkhana. In India, two-wheeler transportation is the preferred and the most common mode of transportation. But you'll also agree with me that in the recent times, there has been a substantial rise in the number of cars that we see on roads today, correct? So, the purpose of this video is to talk about the car brands and the car models that haven't been introduced in India and which need to be introduced in India, which will cater better to the demands of the Indian audience. Before getting into this video, folks, we'd like to tell you that Karkhana has its pages on Facebook and Instagram, and there's a lot of content that we post there. So, if you want to stay updated on everything that happens in the world of automobiles, go give our Instagram page a follow and our Facebook page a like. The first brand that comes to my mind is the Japanese giant Mazda. Now, Mazda has always existed in India in the form of heavy automobiles, the Swaraj Mazda, which means that Mazda has never really introduced the cars for the consumer market in India. The Mazda MX-5 is an amazing car which is every petrol head's dream. It has engine at the front and a rear-wheel drive, and I feel that in a country like India, this car would fit best considering the tastes of the consumer market here. The next car on my list is the Geely Panda. Now, Geely is a relatively unknown brand in India, right? But it is a Chinese brand which happens to own 100% of Volvo. Let that sink in. Now, the cars that Geely produces are not very expensive. They are fun to drive. And I feel that such cars need to be in India. Particularly the Panda model, the Geely Panda. It lies in the bracket of a Hyundai i10 or a Honda Brio, and I feel that this car has the potential to actually challenge that bracket of cars in India, the Geely Panda. Nissan Leaf is an electric car which until very recently was the best selling electric car in the world. It happened to be upstaged by, well, you know who, the Tesla Model S. And there's not a lot that we can take away from Nissan Leaf for that, right? Now, Nissan Leaf is an all-electric vehicle that has great potential and should be introduced in the Indian market because so far, the only electric car offerings in India are from Mahindra. And considering the fact that by 2030, the Indian government has taken a pledge to have only electric vehicles being manufactured after 2030, Nissan Leaf makes absolute sense to be introduced in India. The next car on my list, Tesla Model 3. Need we say more? Everything that you'd ever want to know about a Tesla Model 3 is right there in the I button. We've already done a video on it. Go check it out. In a country that is so crazy about hatchbacks, it is simply beyond me how Ford Focus hasn't seen the light of the day in our country. I mean, it has everything that an Indian hatchback lover would want. And Ford, do us a favor please, when you're introducing the Ford Focus, please introduce the RS version of it as well. Ford Focus RS. Beautiful hatchback, man. Subaru is another Japanese giant that hasn't been introduced in India yet. I mean, Subaru has the reputation of producing some of the best entry-level cars. The WRX line is a prime example of that, right? In particular, the Subaru Impreza, I think, is one car that has great potential of doing well in India. The Subaru Impreza will lie in the bracket of a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry, and should this car be introduced in India, I'm pretty sure that it has the potential of challenging these cars and even beating them on its day. That's it for this video, folks. Feel free to share this video with anyone who you think would want to know about the brands that haven't been introduced in India yet. And if you feel that we have missed out on some really big cars that could make it to India, let us know in the comment section below. The Karkhana is going to be back with more videos like these. Until then, see you for the next one.